Welcome everybody, and welcome to Mommies and So today, guys, we're here with episode 10. This is the season finale. Woo, woo. Today, we have a special guest with us because we wanted to bring this all full circle with a lot of mommies today for our season finale. If we could go ahead and get you ladies to introduce yourselves. We'll start with you, Jessica.
Hi, I am Jessica. I have two awesome babies. Emery, she's 3, and Jameson, he's 14 months. I have a husband, Jamal, and I'm currently stay-at-home mom. Just finished my 6th teaching year. So I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
Yay!
All right, Chandra.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chandra. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and we want to talk about, well, that's the only child that I actually birthed, but everybody else, of course. I have my husband, Frank. I have my little sister. We got 2 dogs at the house. Currently, I am a middle school teacher, so thank y'all for having me.
Welcome. Next, we have Natasha.
Hi, I am Natasha. I have 2 little girls, Taylor and Alex. One's 8, one is 5. I am a school counselor. I'm going into my 3rd year at the elementary school. My husband, JR, is in the military, and he is coming up on his retirement after 20 years. And I am happy to be here. And that's it.
Awesome. Well, welcome, ladies. Welcome. And thanks for joining us today. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. So we have some very interesting topics today. We'll get started with the first one, and that would be stay-at-home moms and those misconceptions. So who wants to jump into it? I mean, I'm not a stay-at-home mom, so I can't really speak for that. But I feel like during quarantine, I probably could. But I'll let the stay-at-home moms go first.
Well, oh wait, who's gonna go? You want to go? Yeah, go ahead, speak. I'll wait.
Okay, sorry. All right, well, I think there are a lot of misconceptions with stay-at-home moms, thinking that we don't do much at all, and it's an easy job because we're home all day. So as you can see, it's not an easy job because you have to do everything all day, every day. So I think that misconceptions are it's easy. All you do is relax, which is not. You're constantly taking care of kids and picking up after them and picking up after your husband or significant other and keeping the house clean. So I think those are some misconceptions I see. When I tell people I'm a stay-at-home mom. Sorry.
Now, how clean is the house when he come home?
I don't know. It depends on the day. Things that I try to do is have dinner cooked and have his scrubs ironed. He works at a nuclear power plant, so he wears scrubs all day. So those are things that I try to keep done. It's, make sure he has underwear, socks, his scrubs, and he has food. That's really it. That's a daily thing. And kitchen cleanup, but vacuuming and sleeping, that's a daily minute task because my kids are constantly eating snacks and constantly eating things that produce crumbs. So that he doesn't really, if you step on something, just
keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving. Just brush your feet off real quick. I ain't get to it yet. So, but other than that, I those are my main things. I'm trying to make sure dinner is done and things of that nature. Trying to give him some relaxed time too when he gets home.
Understood.
Yeah.
What about you, E?
I had to agree. So I agree with you on the misconception. So when my daughter Kylie was 2, I stayed at home while I was finishing my master's. And it's a tiring job. And I think people think because you're at home, you're not doing anything or you're relaxing, so you have time to do other stuff. But you're with your child from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to sleep. And then, like you said, making sure the house is together, making sure dinner's, together, making sure your significant other is together. So it is a lot. I think not only is it a lot physically, it's a lot mentally. Like, I remember like wanting to just sit in the bathroom during that time just so I could be quiet so I don't make any noise. I get it. I think even more, because like, I guess you can consider, because of COVID, I'm a stay at home, because I mean, hell, we home and I'm a mom. So like technically, yes, even though I'm still working, but staying home with 2 kids, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a lot. Oh my gosh. Just like when one takes a nap, the other one's still active. So
you never really get a break.
No, not at all.
I am doing better with getting them both on the same nap schedule. So like today I had an engagement at 2 and they were both asleep. And I told them, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be late to the first Zoom party that I had because I just need time to just listen to the silent house.
Yep.
It's about 30 minutes to an hour. And then I'll get up and join everybody else online earlier today. But I just need time to just take in the silent house because as you see, that the house is never quiet until everyone takes a nap or everyone goes to bed at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
anybody have anything to add to that?
No, I commend you ladies for staying at home. I tried it. I just had my daughter and I moved back to Atlanta because we were living in Miami and my husband had just entered the academy. And so it was just pretty much me and this newborn. I had no idea what I was doing. It was just me and her at the house. And it was just to the point I was like, you know what? I can't stay at home. Not for me. I had to talk with him. Like, I have to find something until I'm ready to go back to teaching because I have to get out of the house because having to juggle that, still trying to figure out, trying to get the breastfeeding down, that wasn't working, trying to get her on the schedule, trying to make sure the house is clean, make sure he has something to cook, trying to find just a little bit of time for myself. It was way too much. I was like, you know what? No, I just go back to work. Like,
yep.
Go to daycare, then daycare rolled around. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do daycare. Let's go find some grandparents and drop her off over there. So no, I commend you ladies for real. That's hard. It's like a lot of people don't really understand it, but it's a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
I think with this pandemic, people are truly starting to understand it because I stayed at home with both of my girls until they were both able to tell me what was going on at school. So I was a stay-at-home before I even started my career job. And I think that that parents specifically are truly understanding what it's like to be at home with kids all day long. And especially my husband. He is really starting to understand like this all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And then me, going to work and still having to come home and do everything that the stay-at-home mom had to do. So I was stay-at-home plus the career mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say learning during this pandemic has been like a real eye-opener because when I tell you, I have a 9-month-old, well, he'll be 9 months next week, but just trying to get him on a schedule. If I had a meeting, I'm hoping the meeting doesn't run over so he doesn't wake up from his nap and you don't hear him screaming. Like, it's a lot to work from home, and I can only imagine just like being at home with them all day, trying to make sure everything is good to go, and you trying to cook, and you trying to make sure your husband or significant other has something to eat, and then you still want me to clean the kitchen after this day? Yeah, I get to that tomorrow.
I'm not going in that kitchen.
I'm not going in that.
You go.
I just can't. So no thanks.
All right.
So I know it's the struggle, and like I said, like she said, I do commend you, ladies, because that is definitely a lot of work for sure.
Yes.
Well, with that being said, we'll just go ahead and keep it moving to our next topic, which is sex after a baby.
Ooh, don't get jazzy now.
Well, since you want to comment, what you got to share?
Sex after a baby? Okay, so so you mean like right after a baby or just like after?
Well, like after, because we all know like the doctors say you typically need 6 to 8 weeks before you're supposed to have sex after your baby. So I don't know if you waited or not, but
yeah. So for both kids, I had them vaginal. So I did wait because I was nervous. Okay, I didn't need any stitches, getting anything messed up down there. I felt like I got something new after it got stitched up. So for me, I waited. I would say, okay, that first time, I can't lie, I was a little nervous. For my daughter, yes, because I had like 14 stitches with her. But for my son, with him, I only had one stitch with him. I think it was like one or two. So like, but even with both, I was still nervous to have sex at first. But I can say like after having a child, I feel like sex is better. Like I really feel like you really learn your body. Like to me, I felt like it felt even better. Like I knew my body more, if that makes sense. So I enjoyed it. I still enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah, that's how we know you got all the kids over there.
Hey, look, but I protected this go round. I'm more protected this go round.
Anybody else who want to chime in on that one?
Sorry. What is mommy mimosas without blowout?
I don't know, like I was scared. I mean, my child 9, but I do remember like after I had him, I did wait the weeks, but it was kind of nerve-wracking because it's kind of like, oh my gosh, I had a C-section when I had my child, so it hurt. So I was just like, I ain't trying to get pregnant no time soon because this C-section was no joke. I didn't have mine vaginally. He wouldn't even come out.
That was same for me. He didn't want to come out. I think bro's gonna stay in there a whole nother year if they would have let him. Yeah. But I had a C-section as well, and then a couple of weeks later, like it was like right when my time was up for me to be able to have sex. I think 2 weeks later, I ended up getting married. So we were waiting until the wedding night, but we fell asleep that night. But that morning though, it was on and popping. But y'all, I was so nervous to have sex. Like, I don't know why, but it was probably, and then it was like, because I knew, oh my God, I just got married, so I gotta have sex. But I don't even know why I felt like that, because he's not that person anyway. It's not like he pressured me to be like, we here forever now, so it don't matter.
Not the draws, no.
Yeah, I knew I had to drop some draws. I knew it. But I was nervous, but it was crazy because that first time having sex, that was like, ooh, shoot. That was like better than like any time I can remember. I don't know. It was just, it
feels better, but it is nerve-wracking because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to get pregnant.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, don't mess up my organs. I don't know if they put them back.
And you know, they counting down the weeks until it's like, okay, you can go. So then they looking at you like, baby. Like, no, like, give me a second.
Yeah. So did everybody, like, they were like ready? They felt like their libido was back and it was ready? Because I don't feel like mine was.
Mine wasn't, but because I knew, like I said, it was my wedding night, so it was like, all right, I got to do something. So it was like in my mind I was ready, but I didn't get that. Sorry to be graphic here. I ain't get that little thump while I get down there when I'm ready.
That feeling. I get you. Like your libido is not there. That was my problem. And when I first got it back, then I get pregnant with my second baby.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like probably months. Like, okay, I'm like, I'm right. I'm ready to do this more than once every so often. And then I get pregnant with the second baby, and I had like more issues with him. So it was like worse with sex. So I'm like, this man gonna leave me.
Well, are you back now?
I am, but I just be so tired now.
Yeah. I mean, you have a 3-year-old, and what was the other one? 17?
The 1-year-old. Oh, 14 months. Yeah.
14 months. Yeah. That's woo.
Jamie J.
Wow, with both two little toddlers at one time. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. So it's a lot, and by the time he gets home, I'm beat, literally.
What about you, T?
My libido is really low, like very, very low. I don't know what the problem is. It wasn't after Taylor, but it was after Alex, my second, and they're 5 and 8, and I still don't have the sex drive that I used to have. And it's probably because I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
That could play a huge part in it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know, they say the older you get too, like, it's supposed to, your sex drive for women is supposed to kick in after 40. So I guess we got
That's what I say.
I got about 5 years then. Huh?
I can't wait for that. I'm ready for that.
Nobody
All
sex
right.
driver then. You know what? When you do see them old people that be real freaky, you be like, ew, but now I get it now.
I'm not gonna be pregnant at 40. I'm not gonna be pregnant at 40.
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't
I'm
know.
not-
They having babies at all type of ages these days.
You're right about that.
So like
I
I
don't-
feel you, Natasha, when you say like the difference between kids, because see with my daughter, like after her, I just didn't have a sex drive.
body.
Like I just was not feeling it. But after my son, it was like, I don't know. I was ready. I think I engaged. I think I said like my time is up. Like, more ready than anything. So I don't know if it has something to do with the kids, but I do know what does help me. Like I had to start buying like sexy pajamas for myself, like making myself feel sexy.
Okay. I just
Made me want to be sexy. So I didn't notice that did help too.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta
so
feel
for
good.
Father's Day, I went out and bought some lingerie and stuff, and went to go get some toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That.
I'm gonna see how that go. I just got it. So and then we came to St. Louis, so I hadn't got the chance to put it to work yet.
Okay, well, keep us posted on it. Let us know.
Right.
You say what?
I said, keep us posted on that. Let us know.
Okay. I haven't got the time.
Okay.
Yeah. But as soon as I get back home, I'm gonna try it out. Thank you.
You know what? I will say also what helps with sex life, I would say we did this before we had my son. We started going on couple retreats, like with other couples. And
Okay.
that really, really was helpful. Like it made us feel like we were dating again. Like it felt like the old times before we had kids. Like it brought like, you know how like when you have that humor with your significant other, like it just feels like the old, you know, times when y'all first met. I can say that helped a whole lot. That brought back like the spark, I would say. But I definitely recommend that.
Yeah, we
See,
need
the
to
military used to send us on stuff like that, but they haven't done that here in Fort where we're stationed at now.
budget cuts.
Huh?
Budget cuts, probably.
Probably.
I didn't know the military did that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I got pregnant with my first daughter.
Yeah.
They haven't had any since then. That was 9 years ago.
Well, yeah, I will say getting back to that dating element, like before kids, because you do get caught up in the day-to-day,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
tired, he's tired, he come home from work, he's tired. By the time you put them to bed, you like,
It's time to go to sleep to wake up.
It's how I go to bed. Okay.
Yep, that's true.
but and then with quarantine, it's probably not really helping the whole date night, like date life.
Yeah, we for our anniversary, we snuck out. We just ate like outside, like downtown Savannah. We just ate outside and tried to make the most of it. You know, just stayed outside.
But with it just being you two, it was probably definitely needed and refreshing.
Date night is always needed because, like you were saying, you get lost, and it's like you get lost in like taking the kids to school, working, cooking, taking the kids to school, working, cooking. It's like the same thing over and over again. So the date night is for y'all to just like. But then again, when you on your date night, you be like, "Oh yeah, you gonna get it tonight." You end up falling asleep. You wake up, you be like, "Well,
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I hate them drunk nights.
I'm bad at
and I
that.
be so ready to just go. When I get drunk, I get so horny. And I hate when I fall asleep before he get in the bed. And then I wake up like, damn, we were supposed to have sex.
Oh, be
yeah."
good too.
Yeah, I
Yep.
was gonna give you the business. Why you ain't wake me up?
I be like, so I'm like, "Why you wake me up?" He be like, "You was tired." I'm like, "I don't care. We
Yeah, wake me up because I was about to give it to you. Ooh, I was bringing my A game.
That just happened for our anniversary when we went out Wednesday. Like I was like, I'm tired. Can we just go home? We were staying at my mom's house. But he was like, you cut the night short. But he was asleep before I was asleep. Like, I was still getting the kids. I'm like, no, you needed this rest too.
I know Mario love to be like, oh, you just should have woke me up. I was gonna be ready. Oh, okay.
Lord, that don't sound like my husband. Lord,
Yeah. Yes. Oh my
Well,
God.
do they have like a women's Viagra out here?
Hello, I need it, please.
I don't know.
And is it wrapped with like a Red Bull attachment? Because
I think they do.
already,
They do
I need the energy.
sell like little stimulants for women though. It's supposed to arouse you even more than what you already what your body already does.
Okay.
Naturally. So they do sell stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. And it's supposed to work better than Hennessy, huh?
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't know about that because Hennessy gets the job done.
It's made out of brown.
Hello, I'm telling you.
Okay, well, I'm mixing my Hennessy with my Red Bull, and then I'm gonna let y'all know.
Keep us posted.
Well,
we'll keep it posted.
He worked one more night, so Monday night
it's on and popping.
We moving our son out our room too.
Yeah, that is also something. I'm moving my son out of our room. Like, as soon as we come back from going out of town this week, we about to move that crib out before we even leave.
Yeah, you got it.
He ruined it.
Yeah, that give you some alone time too, because once you put them in the bed, you had a monitor right there. You can get some alone time like that.
Yeah, our kids spent the night out for the first time, so it was a night. We enjoyed our night.
Nice.
What did you
Nobody had to muffle anything.
What did you say?
Oh, I think my question was like, when do they revert back? Because we were doing good with our daughter. Like Dakota would, sleep in her bed. I had just really got it down packed so when she sleep in her bed, then we changed her bed because she wanted a big girl bed. So now she's accustomed to, she gets up out of her big girl bed and comes into mommy and daddy room, and she squeezes in between us. It's like, no, that's what we bought your bed for.
Right.
Like, how are y'all working with that? Like getting them to sleep back in their bed? Because that's one of the problems we're having. It's like, mommy and daddy can't really have some alone time or like little quickies in the middle of the night because it's somebody in between us. Yeah. So how are y'all doing that?
I have a question before y'all answer that. Is it rude to lock your door and lock them kids out?
That was gonna be my next.
Because I was gonna say, mine will knock at the door. Kylie will like knock and be like, "Why is it locked?" And then be like, "Take your ass to bed." Okay, so for my daughter, she did that all the way up until she was 4. What saved me was I had downloaded the Santa Claus app. And I kept saying, like, Santa Claus is not going to come if he don't see you in your big girl bed. And so I was like, I'm going to call Santa Claus. I promise you. That is what worked, that little Santa Claus app. I mean, I have to use it all year. I hate when it's Christmas time because I'm like, damn, Santa Claus. Right. It's like, throughout the year, if she believes in Santa Claus, you can kind of say that. But I will say that lasts until about 4. Yeah.
I need to know because we are in the middle of redoing my daughter's room like right now. Like I'm just washing the new sheets literally right now.
Yeah, she did good until 2. And then it was like after 2, next thing you know, kept coming in our room. And then like 4 is when it like really stopped. I mean, but even now, we still have occasional where she's like, well, can I just fall asleep and you carry me to my bed? And I'm like, no.
You should be doing that junk too. I'm like, are you heavy? No.
Right. I'm not dragging her to the bed. She about half the height.
He longer than me. Yeah. I pick him up, his legs go past my knees. I'm like, no. You go in your room. Yeah. Oh, maybe you have to give them something like they really want to sleep in their room with. Like maybe like something cool. Like, some cool sheets or something like. So JJ like his Monster Jam sheets, and I got a lava lamp. He likes stuff like that.
The glow in the dark LED lights, so they can change the colors.
Like something cool or something. They be like, "Oh, you gotta stay in your room. You want your little thing to work." Something like that.
So my kids have TVs, and I kind of feel bad that they have TVs in their rooms.
Girl, why? No, because once he go ahead, he lay in bed, I turn on the TV, and you know, I grew up on the TV, so I don't see nothing wrong with the TV. But you know, you have some parents that don't put a TV in their child's room at all. But I grew up sleeping with a TV on.
Listen, they have a TV in their room and they're listening to 1, 2, 3 ABC. Watch a break with me, okay?
Yep.
Listen, it is okay to me. I think now when it comes to a point where your child is just always in front of the TV, and what I mean by that is like you're not spending no quality time with your child. You know, you're neglecting your child. Y'all don't go nowhere. But if there's a time where your child is really just entertained, I think that's perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, because I'm like, it won't work. Like that's how I keep them in their room.
Sometimes you got to put them in their room and pop a little Frozen and make you some wine, because sometimes you need that me time. I be like, go play a game, go.
Yes, please.
That's why I be needing everybody. I be needing everybody to go. My husband, he don't be wanting to stay in the room with us because Jameson, my son, is in there and he wakes up in the middle of the night. And I'm like, dude, you go in the guest room too. Jameson sleep, and now I just got a bed to myself, and I stay up till like 2 a.m. Like literally just listening to the quietness, like on my phone, like maybe catching up on Facebook, but just appreciating the time that I have to myself, not catering to someone else.
That time is precious. That time is real precious, because it's like when you get that time, it's like, and then it's like, it's already time for me to go to bed. It's like 12 o'clock, I gotta go to bed. Then I gotta get up and go to do something the next day. So it's kind of, you know, it's a lot. It is a lot.
When are you ladies finding the time just for yourself? Because that's something that I'm having a problem with. Like just trying to find
to
that
12:30.
time. And see, by then it's time to get up and go to work. I'll be at work, kind of drowsy. So how have y'all adjusted with just finding the time or making time for yourself, even if it's like 20, 30 minutes out of the day? Like, how do you guys do that?
I would say with Dakota, since she's 2, most of the time, like when JJ was younger, I would take the nap times. Like when he would take a nap, I would definitely be like, I just take advantage of the times, because once they take a nap and they get up, then that's it.
It's like,
Right.
I mean, that's the only time I can steal away is nap time, and usually I don't. But today I decided to lay in the bed during their nap time, which is usually
I was getting accustomed to like, oh, if he's taking a nap, I need to be cleaning the kitchen, or I could be cleaning something or doing something.
And that's how I feel.
I've learned like, no, just bump that. Take that time for yourself. Like you deserve that time.
Yeah. I do it in the morning. If I wake up before them, I lay in the bed. I'm like, no, I'm not about to go wash clothes or do something, because I can do that when they're up. So I just take that time to just reflect. Thank you, Jesus, for the day, and just wait on them to wake up. You know, just sit in the bed and wait on them to wake up. I've learned to do that.
Early morning is a good time to get yourself together too, because it's like, since my son was little, I have been getting up before him all the time, and I take that time to, I don't be really doing anything, but I'll take that time to like get up, just kind of like think about stuff, kind of sit a little bit. Like I usually get up like an hour before him and just kind of just take everything in, what I'm going to do that day and stuff. So, you know, you might not want to get out the bed, but that morning time is, it's sacred, because it's like they still sleep, it's still quiet, it's early in the morning. I wish I had a patio, because I'll be outside looking at the damn sky in the morning. Yeah, that's how people it is. Like I would say morning, take that time in the morning too. Like just even though you be sleepy, it's hard, but just get up and just and then your body will start to get up every day on a regular.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's where I get my alone time. I wake up at least an hour, 2 hours before the whole house gets up, like even before my husband. I just have to have that like quiet time. I'll drink my coffee or my tea. I'll just sit in silence. And I think that like moment to myself before like the whole house moves, it just helps me. Like I notice if I don't have that time to myself, I feel flustered. Like I feel anxiety trying to get everybody out the house, especially when school was in session. It was like me trying to get them ready, get myself ready. So I would definitely say waking up early. I'll wake up early, or if it's on the weekend, I'll stay up late.
Yeah, I do that too.
The whole house asleep, that is just my time to just really chill. But nap times for me, they work, but they don't work because sometimes nap times can be so unexpected. Like some days I might get a good 3 hours. Some days I might get 20 minutes. So I stopped betting on nap times because I never know what type of nap I might get. So like, yeah, definitely morning and evening, late at night helps a lot.
Yeah, late at night helps a lot. It does. It really does.
Next subject, lady, we're going to get into discipline.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know it's so funny. I just read a post on Facebook by a guy who doesn't even have any kids. He was basically saying like, spankings are out, like no one's doing that anymore. And I'm sorry, I don't believe in that. I believe in the Bible, and the Bible said, what is it?
Spare the rod for the child.
Thank you. So I'm not gonna say that I'm going to, like, I'm never gonna beat my child, but I feel like we grew up on whoopings and we turned out pretty great. So that a few of us.
Yeah, I'll take my hand to Emory right now. But
like I feel like discipline is definitely what's lacking with our kids these days, and then they get this sense of entitlement, which grows into a bigger issue, especially as an adult. So I feel like if you break it as a child, you're not going to have that problem, and you're not even going to have to worry about whooping them so much later on if you do it in the beginning. But that's just me and my take. I only have a 9-month-old, so I can't really speak, but that's how I see myself moving forward, but we'll see.
I don't know. I guess Erica, you have your daughter is a little older. So.
Yeah, okay. So for my daughter, so she's 7. With her, she's like, she knows how to talk herself out of discipline in a way. So with her, we really don't have to. She's one of those kids you could really like sit down and talk to. And like you can talk it out, that consequence, like, we're taking away your phone, no YouTube. So like that's kind of our discipline route with her. But if it is to the extreme where we got to spank her on the butt, one thing I love that we do that my parents definitely didn't do was talk to her about it. Like I just got my ass whooped and that was it. It was like nobody really talked to me about why I did what I did or why not to do it. It was just like, you're going to get your ass beat. So like for her, I feel like me and my husband are really good at like sitting down with her, explaining why, and even more so like explaining the fact like I didn't want to do that. Like I don't want to have to put you on punishment, but this is why I had to. For my son, so we haven't been spanking him. We'll do like the pat on the hand, but he is just one of those kids like nothing phases him. So like the pat on the hand, he's now starting to like rub it off. So like we see that doesn't mean anything now. It's like, well, damn. So with him, we're trying a different route where we're not going to spank him. We're just going to put him in timeout because I see that gets to him way more than like a pat on the hand. So it's like, I'm with you on if it goes to the extreme, yeah. In the state of Georgia, you can smack on the butt. That is not child abuse. But I'm starting to notice like other methods are actually helping too.
I have a 9-year-old and things get a little complicated around here. So
you look like you beat his ass.
Like, we ain't calling defects on nobody. I swear.
Because when you grabbed your sweater, you was like, things get complicated around here.
Girl, they do, because it's like when they get 9 years old, it's like, y'all, they talk and it's like, sometimes when I be talking to JJ, he'll say something to me and I'll be like, yeah. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, what? Like, okay, go to
learn that.
Your mouth is split.
Yes, mouth is slick, and it's like they learn some stuff from school. They try to bring it home and try to use it on. He be trying to use stuff on me. You know, they learn stuff at school, then they try to come home and use it on their parents and think they can slide. Like, he's at that age where I have to check his mouth. Like, oh, no, I'm the parent. You're the child. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, we grew up, like what Jaleesa was saying, we grew up with the belt. You know what I'm saying? Not saying my mom with me all the time, but my mama could stare at me and I can be like, oh, you know.
Yeah, you knew when to chill out, but that's because I feel like I got enough whoopings, like, and I didn't get whooped a lot. So let me not like act like I'm saying whoopings are the thing and all the time. No, I know it's not a necessary thing because I maybe got 2 whoopings my whole life, but my mom or my dad could look at me and just give me the face. And I knew, let me chill out because I don't even.
Yeah, it's like when you got those whoopings, you was like, okay, I know not to do that again. So let me just chill out.
Yeah.
These millennials, they
Girl,
don't.
these toddlers.
They just.
Jesus.
Oh my, they listen. I don't know what it is. Like, I have to remind JJ all the time that, like, I'm the parent. You can't be saying stuff like that, or like, you can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. You know, you're only 9 years old. And they see this stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, they are so connected these days to a lot of information. So we just have to be mindful on their sources of that, and also let them know, like, I ain't, whoever mama. Like, they may
One of
play
your
that
little
over there,
friends.
but over here in this house, no, we not doing that.
Yes. They mouse is slick, and I can say, like, mouse is slick. The music they listen to, like, JJ be like, oh, such and such did that on YouTube. I am not on YouTube, and you are not either.
Right.
Right.
We're not going to do that, you know. So I would say, I understand what my mom was saying when I was younger. I was just like, oh, why is she doing this? Why is she doing that? But now I'm just like, I'm doing the same thing, and now I'm understanding. Now I'm calling my mom like, Mom, I understand what you were going through. Why you had to do what you did, because I'm seeing it with my child now. So, you know, as they get older, their mouth gets slick, and you gonna want to do some things, but you're gonna have patience with them because their mouth is so slick.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my spankings come in, I guess I might be crossing over with potty training, trying to potty train my 3-year-old. And she just won't poop in the potty. She will pee all day. She won't poop. Yeah, but she has a slick mouth. I was just telling Natasha, I was trying to do, she hates getting her hair done. That's why it's still looking like this. But like when I try to do it, I think I tried to do it the other day for Father's Day, and she ran away from me and she told me, she was like, do your own hair. And so, like, in that moment, it was like 11:30 at night. And so I had to I didn't even beat her that time because I had to take a step back because I probably would have hurt her.
Yeah. Yes, sometimes you gotta be like, this is a child. I'm a grown up.
Yes.
To you, I want to seriously hurt you. So let me just walk away really quick.
And like, I'm tired at 11:30. So that was the time. But like, you can say all of that and repeat everything I say, or, you know, things, but you can't poop on the potty. So that's where my spanking come from mostly. That's not my issue.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Tasha, on discipline?
I pop my kids. I don't have to pop them often because I got the system with them now that I'll count down. But like I said, I can give them that look that Jaleesa was talking about, and my girls know. I mean, it's a wrap for y'all. But I try not to hit them. But when I do, it's just because they have taken me to the point where I have to. But she'll cry for no reason. I'll set a timer on my phone, and then she'll stop. So I'm okay with hitting the kids if you need to.
What do you think, Chandra?
Well, like now with Dakota, like we pop her because it's more so like she's a very smart toddler because she understands when we say, or if I say, mommy says no, don't do that. But it's more of her kind of testing us to see how far she can get away with stuff. So we'll pop her, and then she'll look, and then she'll say, like, no, Dakota, like, you know that you're not supposed to do that, but you just, you're trying to see how much you can get away with. And I find she does that a lot. She does it more with her dad, and he just kind of gets to a point where he kind of gets frustrated. And I'm like, well, you can't, like, don't beat her, but you gotta, you can discipline her in a way to where, like, if you pop her and explain to her, why. So, like Erica was saying, like, my dad used to say, because I wasn't a child that got a lot of whoopings, but when I did, he would always say before he gave us the whooping that this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. And so then I didn't understand that until, you have your own child. It's like, you didn't want to pop her, like, then my feelings start to play into it. And I'm like, okay, well, you have to be, you're the grown-up, Chandra, you're the parent. So, don't let them see that, the sensitive side, but you got to still be firm about, her actually listening to you. And even though, it may have hurt your feelings, but you can't really let them see that because Coda's smart. So she'll understand, she catch on to stuff real quick. So she knows, but it's just, again, more her like, okay, well, I'm going to try this out anyway, even though mommy said no. But then when she get popped, it's like, okay, that hurt. So you know what? Let me not do that again.
Yeah. And that used to be my dad. He used to come in, he would honestly, he's only with me once, but when he did, or even when he would yell at me, he would come in after the fact and be like, yeah, that hurt my feelings. I'd be like, I don't want to hear that shit now, man. Go on. But he used to always come like with a sad sob story after the fact. They'd be like, well, you should have did it from the jump.
Right.
Yeah. But I understand now. And you're right, like, about, because I noticed with my 9-month-old, like, he'll play, like, he's playing me these days, and I see it, and I'm like, oh, hell no, like, I can't get played by a 9-month-old because he doesn't do that to Mario. Like, Mario can say no once, and he'll look back at him, and Mario just give him that look, and he'll go on about his business. But if I say no, I gotta say like 2 or 3 times, and then he'll be like, "Oh, okay, all right, I'll leave."
How many times do y'all say no a day? Like,
yeah, like I cannot.
Me and Natasha was just saying that I'm tired of saying no, and this was maybe 11 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I'm tired of saying no. I'm tired of saying get down. I'm tired of saying
stop.
I'm in that.
No.
Stop. And to a point where I'd be like, you know what, you'll get hurt. It's fine. He'll learn. I've been saying that he'll learn not to get up there again.
And that's how Mario kind of is these days too. And I'm like, well, deal.
He'll learn.
Yes, that's how they learn to. If they fall one time and they really hurt themselves, they're not gonna do it no more.
I taught my son really well because he likes to play with the outlet. He likes to play with the outlet. So I tried to pop him really well, thinking that it'll stop for like a month or 2. And he'll go back trying to play with the outlet again.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the outlet. I don't. But I agree. I think it's the bass in a man's voice because we were on vacation and like it was time for us to go to sleep and like my son is having a tantrum, y'all. Like he's solid, like he's a solid type of weight. So he's like falling out. And I'm like holding him, trying to put him to sleep. Like I'm trying, y'all. Here come TJ. Go to sleep. This little boy put the pacifier in his mouth and went to sleep. And I'm just sitting there like, oh hell no. Like
okay.
It's scary because sometimes it'll scare me too. I'll be like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's the damn in their voice because I can tell JJ, stop. What are you doing? Sit down. Then my boyfriend comes, your mama said stop. Can you stop? He said stern. He was like, all right. I'm like, well, I just said the same exact thing. It's the bass in their voice that gets them, and it's kind of scary because I'm like, well, you scared me too, shit. You scared me too. Am I in trouble too? Yeah, so I think it's just the bass in their voice because it gets deep and it's a little scary.
So moving on, how do y'all feel, or do y'all have any issues with like your spouse or significant other helping out, like with the kids or around the house, or?
Do I have a problem?
Yeah. So would I have a problem? Not in the house.
How should I rephrase that? Do they provide a lot of assistance?
Do they help us? Probably, like,
or as much as you would like.
Yeah.
No, that's why I'm tired.
Right. Hello.
Yeah. And sometimes guys don't get it. We be tired. Sometimes guys don't get it. Like, but sometimes the kids come to their mom before they come to their anyway.
Oh my gosh. My kids will walk right past my husband.
Have a popsicle? He was right there. You didn't want to ask him?
Yes. Yes. You hit it right there.
That's my problem.
Get your dad to come right to you. And I'm just like, he was right there. I just don't get it why you had to come to me. You had to walk past him to get to me.
Was already in the refrigerator to ask to get something out of the refrigerator.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, I can't say my husband is very supportive. He's an amazing father. Sometimes I just feel like men just don't get certain stuff. So I just feel like it's better off I just do it.
I do it myself. Yep. Or they gonna
have
half-ass do it.
Half-ass.
My husband.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my
like
God.
with Mario, I know he means when I be like,
I really do.
oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. Let me just do
But
it.
it's just like, Lord have mercy. Like, as many times as you've seen me do this, and they just half-ass do it. They do the bare minimum. That's what I tell him. I'm like, you know what? Thank you anyway, though. But you know, I got it. Just go on somewhere. Just go.
I be like,
so mad.
what I do? Isn't this
Right? No.
No.
Exactly.
But I am learning that their way is not going to be our way, and that's okay.
It's not.
I did have my license to tell me that.
Not okay for me.
Thank you. I can't.
Did have my license to say, ask them for help, let them do it. If the baby didn't die, they okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord.
I think I've worked all my life. So last year after I had my son, it's the first time I haven't worked in my life. And I feel like I had to get up with babies and do stuff, in the middle of the night and still had to worry about getting up at 6 a.m. Like, I feel like I provide that luxury for him not to worry about doing that ever in life. Like he can always go in another room. I could never have done that. If Jameson wake up at 4 and go back to bed at 5 and I got to get up at 6, that's life for me. So, I felt like I always provided that luxury. So maybe, I don't know if I'm a part of the problem, I don't know, but I've always provided that luxury for him to ever, to be able to get a good night's rest. Because he has to go to work. Like, I have to go to work when I used to go to work off of 4 and 5 hours of sleep. So
and sometimes for me, I be wanting, Mario to take that initiative to get up and do something.
I've lost that one. That's gone. Nope.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Get your kid. You're right.
I hope he don't see this part if he watches this. But sometimes I sleep. Look, listen, I will lay right there. I'll be like, I'll act like I'm still asleep. I ain't hear no crying. Shit. Getting up. Like, y'all, I will.
You gonna say that the longest.
I feel like I'm talking too loud. Like I'm giving up my secret power. Cause listen, I would be like, I don't hear nothing. And then like if we're just sitting there, I'd be like, oh, so I make a whole lot of noise getting out of bed.
You Mario, he do that.
Yeah. I can't stand no crying baby. So if he crying to the point where I'm like, oh my God, I get up. But automatically I get up anyway because I feel like I just get up.
Yeah.
Just get up. I just get up. That's just
Listen, my husband comes from a whole different culture. So they're just like accustomed to, the men just actually, taking care of the house, taking care of like fixing things, bringing in the bread and butter, and the women, take care of the children and, the other little necessities in the home. So it was like, no, I understand that, but this is how you're going to have to give and take with that. Like, you're going to have to help out and do this, that, and the third, because if I got to do it by myself, it's going to be some problems because there's just no way I can do that and have the baby and take care of you as well. Like, no. So like he'll do some things and like, you know, he really, really tries. And that's why I tell him, you know, that's why I always tell him thank you. But it's like, how many times have you seen me do that? We've been together 11 years now. How many times have you seen me do that? You know I do not half-ass do it. You know what? I'll just go ahead and do it. Don't even worry about
I still don't like Mario cleaning the kitchen. Is that
no,
like,
not at all. Mm-mm.
Because it doesn't mean wiping down the counters or the stove or any of that.
Exactly.
Like you said, I praise my husband because sometimes he tries and he'll take some type of initiative, and I appreciate it. It's just, I think he's not used to doing it because I'm always doing it. So I feel like that's really what it is.
do y'all ever talk to them like, hey, I need you to do a little bit more? Do you feel like
That's where our argument started.
Hello, I was just gonna say that.
That is where the basis of our argument starts from.
Yes.
because
Well, what more
I
do you
can't
want me
stand
to
for him
do?
to, I can't stand for him to half-ass a job that I know I myself don't half-ass. So
Yeah.
to me, it's a slap in the face when I ask you to clean the house when we're gone. There's nobody there. Like, me and the girls are here in St. Louis. You're home. Like, what else do you have to do? Like, I keep the house clean when I'm there with the girls on my ass. So if I come home, I'm just expecting the house to look like, you know, ain't nobody been here.
Right.
Not like you had a damn house party. So that's where our arguments begin. If he will clean, if he does clean up and it's not up to my par, I'll be like, well, damn, when did you start cleaning up? He's probably wrong, but whatever.
yeah, I'm trying to learn like the art of finesse or whatever seduction or whatever, like trying to get him to see it in a way that I'm not asking him to do it or forcing him to do it, like, do it on his own type shit. I don't know if that exists.
Yeah, good luck.
Girl, I say good luck with that because I give a face all day long. But after a while, he'll look at my face and be like, okay, I'm just sitting here while she's juggling the baby. You got laundry in the other basket, the baby whining, like hollering about fruit snacks. I'm just like, okay, like, come on. And then he'll just go ahead and get up.
Yeah. I'm with you, Chandra. I'm definitely the look. I'm like I make slick comments. I guess I'm just the only person in here who sees dinner needs to be done. Like I'm quick to say something like that. He'll be like, "Here she goes, that shit." Yeah. Here I go.
Yeah, it's so
Here I
weird.
go. Here I go.
Here go me with my superpowers that can see the floor dirty.
I'm the only one. Yep, I got
God,
a parent today.
Right before we left, I hit him with that because I've been saying it for so long. Like, God, am I the only one that's able to clean out this damn refrigerator? So some milk spoiled while we were away in Ohio, and it ended up bursting in there. And I was like, well, it only burst because I'm the only person that cleans out this refrigerator. I guess I'm the only person who saw that it was spoiling. God help.
Yes.
Or I hit him with, I guess mama ain't gonna get no sleep today. Like,
And they start to feel guilty.
My mind, he started busting back.
Yeah, that's Mario. I get.
God, those good times. Yep.
I'm married to a Leo, so it'll look like he'll ignore my ass. Like he'll get up, look from one ear and another. Like,
Yeah.
See, we both Virgos. I don't know how that works, but we are.
What is Jamal, Aquarius? And I'll be singing songs about him and he just join into the songs. Talking about you. Like, you all joining in and sing with me. Like, it just doesn't even feel, you don't even know I'm mad at him. Like, just make me more mad.
And last but not least, we kind of addressed this already, but if y'all have any more tips y'all would like to add to it, like how are you doing self-care during this quarantine time? Like, what does that look like?
girl, I'm not. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I can say so, like being intentional on adding me into my routine. So I'm trying to do better in adding me time in my schedule because I realize like I'll put myself last. You know, after you take care of your kids, you take care of home. So like again, getting up early or staying up late for some odd reason, I was on it with getting up super early, but since COVID, it has like really messed me up with like the days and time. I don't know what's going on. So I've been staying up later more than I am waking up early, but that has helped. Just taking that time for myself when like the whole house is asleep. I've also been trying to include more books into my routine, like reading, taking time for myself, planning times with my friends. Like Trees and I did on an impromptu, let's just go to Barnes and Noble together with our face masks. Like really just trying to find time for yourself. I think squeezing that in.
Yeah.
I have felt all, like you said, like I don't know what happened during this time, but I feel like I fell all the way off. Like I used to get up and do my yoga and meditate in the morning, but I guess I don't know, my routine is off that I don't have to get up so early. So I'm like, ooh, I can sleep in. Gotta get up. But I've noticed that has like switched up how like my energy during the day. So I do need to get back on it with my yoga and meditate in the morning and just having that 5 to 10 minutes to myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get up extra early. I get up, I'll fix me either some tea or some coffee, and I'll like read or something. You know, I'll sit in the front and I'll read for maybe like 30 minutes. But before this happened, I used to get up at like 5, and then I would look tired. And I was like, well, maybe I'm getting up too early, because since I've been sleeping in, like the bags up under my eyes is kind of gone. So I'm just like, maybe I was getting up early. I'm like,
I'm gonna get my me time.
Okay.
You look real tired. But like Jaleesa was saying, since this COVID, like I've been, like I have to clock in to work at 7. Like I'd be in the bed until like 6, and then I'll wake up and I kind of have like 30 minutes to myself, and then I'll clock in to work. But at first I was waking up at 5 o'clock at like 5:30, and I was just like, well, should I be still tired? So, I was like, maybe I get up like an hour before instead of like an hour and a half, give myself some, let me sleep a little longer, because I can go to bed late and still get up early.
And sometimes that extra sleep is self-care.
Mm-hmm. No, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
It is. It really is. Like the extra sleep, or just laying in it. Sometimes I don't even be asleep. I just lay in the bed.
Yeah.
Just because I don't feel like getting up. Like sometimes I have to tell myself I don't have to get up early every day. Like I used to think I had to get up early every day, but now I'm like, no, you don't have to get up early every day. You can chill here for a minute and take that time to yourself, and think about some things. But yeah,
That's my new thing. If they're not up, I'm not up either.
Up asking for breakfast, just to be like, I want some waffles or I want some bacon. I'm like, damn, I gotta get up. But it's like I try to stay in the bed as long as I can before I have to fix breakfast, because I know after breakfast,
Yeah.
Yep.
It's go time.
Right.
Right.
Well, ladies, it has been a ball with having you all on today. We appreciate you guys for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Finale of Mommies and Mimosas. We hope that you can join us next time.
Yeah. Yes.
Yay.
Ladies.
I don't even know what happened to my cup. Thank y'all.
Yes. Thank y'all for coming on and sharing and discuss.
I think it's breaking up. Well, all right. Peace, love, and blessings, y'all.
All right.
Bye. Out there, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page, Mommies and Mimosas. Click on the notifications button to get a new alert when we pop up with a new video.
Yeah.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.